All boxing manga are terrible. Ippo, bad. Ashita no Joe, terrible. All the rest, absolute garbage. The only boxing manga we need is Common Boxer. So what exactly is Common Boxer? Who is Common Boxer? Who's the man behind the mask? Well, I'll tell ya. But first, stop watching this video and go read it. In the time it take you to watch this minute video, you could probably read a quarter of the whole thing. And that's because it's a 4.5 chapter manga from 1989. But in spite of that short runtime, the story fits an entire roller coaster ride in just 5 chapters. So leave youtube.ca and go to some illegal scanlation site. Or learn Japanese and pay $50 for a vintage volume that I myself can't find. Before I spoil this thing for the people who haven't left yet, I want to talk about Axebate manga. Common Boxer's serialization was cancelled after its 4th chapter. That's a pretty brutal fate for any series. Recently, I've been thinking about how often manga get axed before they can really take off. It always leaves a bitter taste in my mouth when something I like gets axed. Untapped potential, abandoned characters, and an artist who has lost his avenue to express himself and share his work. The most recent example of a cancelled work I had high hopes for was Build King. I enjoyed Toriko and this looked like it could be just as good. The subject matter of construction work was even something that resonated with me as someone who knew a lot of workers and is participating in that field myself. After it got cancelled, the final volume release had 5 extra chapters where the story spills its guts and tries to communicate all of its ideas, lore, and scenes that it never got a chance to show properly. Whole character arcs begin and immediately end. Huge info dumps alongside important looking pages given little context. I had a good time reading Build King, but I can't recommend it to anybody. Really, that time would be better spent working through another series that has a proper ending and is able to do justice to its ideas. And this feels true for many manga that get cancelled, especially around the 20 chapter mark. It's not that a good manga can't be under 20 chapters, but when you design your story for the long haul, you probably won't be able to wrap it all up in a nice bow and a satisfying way in such a short time. There's almost no reason to read any of them unless you're specifically interested in seeing how different authors deal with a sudden cancellation. Heck, this one manga, Urutaro, completely disregards pacing and setup by opening its final chapter with a smash cut to the climax of the final battle. I legitimately thought my translation was missing whole chapters, but it was just the artist trying to draw the scenes he wanted to draw most before he'd lose the chance. But Common Boxer is different. This manga is only a measly 5 chapters, but as I said, it's a roller coaster ride. You remember how people talked about Black Clover when it first came out? They said it was riddled with cliches, but its fast pace made it fun and readable. Well, imagine that but dialed to 11,744. Common Boxer is paced at the speed of light. It'll show you cliche scenes with elements of parody in the span of a page before moving on to the next. It tells so many jokes so quickly that even if one doesn't land, the next one is right behind it. And unlike other cancelled manga, it's actually at a really comfortable length. Unless you're a fast reader or a binge reader, you'd probably spend at least 3 days working through something like Build King. But just 5 chapters is something you can read in an afternoon. That's cozy, man. And because of its emphasis on comedy, you won't feel cheated or bitter when the plot suddenly stops. But even then, the main character completes his arc in the final chapter and in a satisfying way. It manages to deliver on all the story-based promises and gives a solid sense of closure. I didn't even realize it was a cancelled work until I read the author notes at the end. I thought it was just some kind of experimental work that was designed to last a volume. Of course, theoretically, I'd prefer if Common Boxer was like, 30 or 100 chapters, but frankly, for what it is, it's a pretty comfortable package, so it's more than could be said for most Axebate manga, you know? Anyhow, spoilers start here for real. Stop being a coward and go read it and then come back here when you're done. Cause the manga can tell its jokes better than I can tell its jokes, so go! Alright, so why is Common Boxer so amazing? Because shit made me laugh, man. That's really it. It's just really funny. And that's another reason for you all to leave now and go read if you haven't. Go read it. You have no reason to watch this video anymore now that you know what Common Boxer is. I keep Common Rider. So this manga is about an evil organization appropriately named the World Domination Boxing Gym that run around in dark KKK hoods and blackmail the. But it's okay because our hero, the masked boxer, is here to beat Boxer Punchy! But outside the ring, he's just an effeminate man, made up of womanly cells. He's a gluttonous slob, and the World Domination Boxing Gym keeps sending him tasty takes, indulging in the blonde boxer's fattening home-cooked meals. It's a touching story of willpower and understanding who truly loves you. Masked boxer gets cucked when his girlfriend / #1 fan begins dating one of the World Domination Boxing Gym's fighters. The gender population is 50-50. Love of every lonely incel in the world. God Boxer! To strengthen one's punch. But he's too much of a chicken shit to use. He wants to live a long and fulfilling life. Boo! Just go read the manga! You shouldn't need me to tell you! Stop vicariously enjoying art through YouTube videos! I'm not spoiling the ending. No way in hell. And that's it. Don't bother giving this video a like if you didn't read the manga. Frankly, if none of you checked Common Boxer out, I'll consider this video a total failure. Goodbye.